Today I'm back out here at Tailwaters Lodge, and today we're going to be going and exploring the South Holston Dam. I'm very excited about this, so without further ado, let's get on the road. Let's go about a mile and let's go check it out. All right guys, so a short drive from Tailwaters Lodge. You make your way up to what is called the Overlook and Picnic area. So up here is the public parking area. It's a big American flag up there, and then just past the parking lot is where things get really amazing, as you guys are about to see, because this view out here is a spectacular view. All right guys, so here it starts the view. Look at this. This is, I mean, both sides, 360-degree views. It's amazing up here. So this is the very top of South Holston Dam. And the first thing that I like to do is come right over here and check out South Holston Lake. This is a beautiful lake, man. This is one of those beautiful southern mountain lakes that's just got views for days. Look at that. All right, let's keep hiking. So during the day, you can actually drive. I'm gonna walk just for the sake of the video, but just so you guys know, during the summertime and warmer times of the year, you have access to go park all the way over there, and there is an observatory, and that's where we're headed to. Okay, so on the other side of the dam, we've got the South Holston River. Right now, they're not generating, so it's low water, but here in a few hours, they're gonna turn the generators on, and all this water is gonna start moving down, and they do that throughout the year where they'll pulse, and they'll do different generating schedules, and it's all about generating power, and it comes from this giant reservoir right here. So the South Holston Dam is in Bristol and Sullivan County, Tennessee. It was built on the South Fork of the Holston River. It's currently run by the TVA, or Tennessee Valley Authority. They began construction on the dam in 1942 and completed it in 1950. It serves a few purposes, the biggest one being that it creates electricity. It's hydropower. It also controls flooding and provides really excellent recreation, as most of you know, because of the tailwaters it creates for trout fishing. It's referred to as an earth dam or a rock dam, which is an old style of building a dam where they pile up sediment until it gets stronger than concrete. It also has over 160 miles of shoreline, which is a pretty impressive reservoir. Its length is about 24 miles long and also extends into Virginia as well. So this is one of those lakes that actually shares a state. The reason that we get this excellent tailwater is because they're actually pulling water from the base of the lake, which is very deep, so it's ice cold water year round. And as it pumps out into the South Holston River just behind me, these trout get oxygenated, very cold water year round. And so even in the summertime, if you dip your toes into the river, it's ice cold around 50 degrees, which is a really cool thing to have. So I brought one fishing pole with me today. It's just a medium light action rod, and I've got 6-pound test on it. So eventually what we're gonna do is over there, I see kind of a shoreline. We're gonna see if we can find some fish down there on the shoreline. And I brought with me just a few soft plastics and little things that we can throw out and see if there's anything in the shallows up where these boulders are. And we'll just see. I don't know, I've never actually fished down here before, so it's a completely new experience for me as well. And you can see there we got the Tailwaters Trail. I've done another video over there where I do the entire length of the trail. I'll link the video at the end of this one, but if you're interested in seeing what that trail looks like and where you start and where you finish, I've got a whole video dedicated just to that. This is a beautiful area. I came here last fall and I took a photograph out here. It was actually at Panorama, and it came out really, really good. This is an awesome spot to get beautiful views. And it's really worth driving out here if you're staying at Tailwaters Lodge, or you live in the East Tennessee area, or you're visiting East Tennessee. Come check out this area. It is really cool. The South Holston Lake, this is one of those unique lakes where there's a lot of species of fish, but there's a very special species of fish that lives only in one of 2 lakes, and this is one of them. It's the lake trout. So this lake is so deep and cold that it actually holds a good, healthy population of lake trout. It also has walleye, which is another special for this area, and it has also has the usual fish you might find in the South. So we've got largemouth, smallmouth, bluegill, but we do have the lake trout here, and that is a really cool treat. The only other lake is Watauga Lake. So that's the sister lake. It's actually just over the ridgeline that direction. And those are the only 2 lakes here in Tennessee that have lake trout. Now this is really cool. So they've recently updated the turbine inside of the dam itself, which generates electricity. And here's the old one put out on display, or at least one of them. And you guys can see just how massive the inside of the dam must be, where they actually generate water flow and get the hydropower going. Look at this. This thing is huge. That's really neat. So you can actually check it out. They've got it on display here. That is just really cool. Thing is huge. Unbelievable. All right, guys, so right here we've got a plaque that says South Holston Dam. The length of the dam is 1,600 feet. The height is 280 feet. It was built by the TVA in 1942 to 1951 as a unit of its multi-purpose system of dams. Operation of the South Holston Power Plant is controlled from Watauga Control Building. Well, let's go check out this observatory. Starting to do just a light sprinkle. I knew there was rain coming, so I'm glad we made it when we did, because light sprinkle, no big deal, but if there happens to be a downpour, I'd like to be where this building is. So a couple things to note. We do have bathrooms right here. Also have trash cans. And then it appears that we've also got a little bit of information about the lake itself in this observatory. So let's check it out. All right, so I'm officially inside of this overlook here, or this observatory building, and it's really neat. They've got a lot of stuff. I actually just came through here and read everything before I turned the camera on, but they've got a cool history of what went into the Tennessee Valley, why they built the dams. They talk about just the TVA in general, and it was a pretty cool little history lesson. And then over here, specifically, it has stuff that pertains to just the South Holston Lake. So it talks about, you know, when it was built. It talks about how the dam itself works, how they generate the power as it flows through and then goes to the river. And then they just talk about what went into building it, which is pretty interesting considering it's an earth dam. Now over here around the corner, we've also got a little bit about the Weir Dam, which is a specialized dam a mile downriver from the South Holston Dam. And what it does is down there, they're sucking out at the base of the lake, the ice cold water that then goes downriver. It doesn't have as much oxygen as this surface over here. So to combat that, they needed to build a weir dam, which is basically a specialized dam that creates oxygen. And what that does is it creates an ice cold oxygenated river, which makes it one of the best tailwaters in America for fly fishing and trout fishing. So when you come in here, just know there's a lot of stuff you can read about, and it's very interesting. So I encourage you guys, if you get the chance, come over here, take a look around, and give yourself a little bit more time for reading. And check this out. This is cool too. It's not raining anymore, so that's good. Let's walk around the side here. Again, they do have bathrooms, which is great. And then over here, they've got more stuff. So let's keep walking that way. Let's see what else we can find. All right, so let's take a quick look around here. Just see, we've got another covered area right over here. Just in case there's some weather, you can always come here for shelter. And then we've got more walking ahead of us, and there's more to explore. So let's go that way. It's nice to know that we're not far from the shelter if the weather turns on me. I don't think it will. It's supposed to be pretty nice and overcast, but you never know. So if the weather decides to get bad, we can always run back this way and we can take cover at the observatory area. I am very curious what's down this way. So there is a sidewalk you can follow. Let's follow it and see where it goes. There's a lot of flowers out. Everything's blooming. And it's just a fun time to be out and about. And it smells so good. Like everything just smells like a flower right now. I know for people with allergies, it's a nightmare, but just in general, I have a very positive outlook on life right now. It's like as it gets warmer, the fish start to bite more, the birds are just chirping. It's just a nice time of year. Just looking down there at the bank below me, guys, it looks like that's gonna be my area where I can fish. And I am very curious to see what we're gonna catch. Last video I filmed for South Holston Lake, and I caught a few smallmouth, which was really fun. And I'm very curious if we don't get another shot at a smallmouth or something else. Who knows? Oh, nice, guys. So back here is a really nice picnic area. That's awesome. I did not know about all this stuff. So we've got trash cans. And then beyond that, we've got a picnic area. So before we go down, let's go quickly and explore over here and make sure there's not some hidden trail or something I don't know about. Maybe other things like a playground, who knows? So if you're wondering why no one's here today, it's because a lot of times, because of my work schedule, I can come during the middle of the day and in really weird hours. So today's a Thursday, you know, and it's a colder day. A lot of people are at work right now, and this place will be full much later, but it gives me an opportunity to walk around and explore these areas with not a lot of people around, which is always kind of nice. We've got kind of a little extended picnic area that goes down and around, so it looks like it can really take on a lot of people. There's even what appears to be maybe a TVA road back there. That's interesting. And then the parking lot goes all the way around, does a big loop And there's picnic areas in the middle here. There's a little island. And then also over there, there are some grills. So if you wanted to grill out, you can. And it looks like it's probably a first come, first serve scenario. So I like that. It's an area you can come to and eat. It's got a view over here. It's also got trash cans, so it's got everything you need. That's really cool. And you guys see some of the destruction from Hurricane Helene. We had a hurricane last year that ripped through our area, and it ripped down a lot of trees. And I'm still seeing the effects of that. Wherever I go for these videos, for these hiking videos, I am finding all sorts of damage, and that's just part of it. It just really wreaked havoc on our area. All right, so we're headed down now. This is right across from that picnic area, and there's a little spot where you can walk down. There's a warning sign here, so let's check that out real quick, see what it says. Okay, this is interesting. It says, warning, this is not an approved scuba diving area. Strong undercurrents near dam, keep away. So yeah, you don't want to get sucked into the intake. If you get sucked in, you're not coming back out. It says this body of water contains contaminants at levels thought to increase the risk of cancer or other serious illness in humans. These fish should not be eaten by children, pregnant, or nursing women. All others should limit consumption to 1 meal per month. Okay, so they used to say 2 meals per month. Now they're saying 1, and a lot of that has to do with mercury poisoning, guys. These fish get a buildup of mercury just from all the pollution around the world, really, and it gets in the water, eventually gets into the fish, and as fish eat other fish and they get bigger, their mercury levels go up. So as a general rule of thumb, if you're going to be eating fish out of the TVA system, they're recommending only 1 fish per month. It used to be 2. And just keep that in mind if you like to eat fish, not to go too crazy, or else you might give yourself some mercury poisoning. So guys, it looks like we're going to be fishing a pretty unique rocky area. I like that. This time of year, I've never fished here, so I have no idea. I'm hoping we get into some bluegill, some rock bass, maybe some smallmouth. Who knows what we'll find. We're going to be fishing with small plastics, like I mentioned, and I am just excited to get started. So let's keep walking. Grab my trusty net here so that if I do hook something, I need to use a net, I can use it. Tell you what, the rain's coming down just enough that I may have to leave soon, head back to the car or the observatory. It's just a light rain, but as it picks up, it could potentially get some of my gear messed up, especially my camera. So we'll give it a couple casts here and then we'll head out. All right, guys, well, I just really got started fishing here, but as you can see, the rain's starting to come down a little bit more consistently, which is not great for electronics. I did bring my drone as well as my SLR with me, so we're gonna go take some cover here. All right, guys, we made it back to the observatory. Luckily, it never rained super hard, but it has been raining consistently, which is tricky when you've got a lot of gear, especially electronics. Well, guys, that's going to conclude it for today. The rain is starting to push in, and even though the weatherman said otherwise, we're getting rained on pretty good right now. So luckily we were able to explore today and look around. I really enjoyed myself. If you guys would like to see that hiking video I referenced earlier today, I've got a fun video right here for the Tailwaters Trail. Or if you prefer to see a different hiking video nearby, I've got another one right here. Until next time, tight lines.